All right. Hey, hello, and welcome. Welcome to the Swear Word. I'm your host, Brandon Swear. And hey, thanks for come checking this out. Remember, this is a show for the chili head community, by the community. Regardless of your spice tolerance, this is the place for you. Hey, coming up tonight, we have an amazing show for you. And, we got 3 products up here from Primo's Peppers that we will be trying on Hot or Not. And then we have a very legendary guest here tonight to join us. And we also have a few announcements that we'll briefly mention at the end. So, hey, show number 13 starts now. All right. Hey, welcome to the show. I'm glad everyone's here. We have up tonight a great lineup of sauces to go through. We have the Primonition, the Primonition XXX, and the Primo Army. Also, we have Troy Primo as our guest tonight. We're going to be diving into some hot topics on that interview, so stick around for that. Also, just so you know, we do have a few other announcements that I'll be mentioning here briefly, and then we're also going to talk about it a little bit more towards the end of the show. Yeah, overall, hey, if you like what we're doing here, we go live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. So come in, check us out. Remember, this is a live show, so jump on in the chat, be a part of it. Hey, also go ahead and if you're not following us on Instagram, go ahead and head on over to Instagram and check out where you'll see our first announcements as far as guests that are coming up, products that will be reviewed, etc. Go hit that, check that out. Hey, I mentioned it, so now I got to talk about it. I said that we had a few announcements. I'm just going to briefly touch on. We do have the initial version of the Swear Word website up. That'll be going live the second the show is over. So you can hold on to now for now, and you can dive in on this here interview and product review, and let's get some fun going on in here. All right. So why don't we go ahead and head on over to Hot or Not? All right. Hey, welcome on back. Glad to have everyone here. We have up here tonight 3 sauces from Primo's Peppers. We have what we're going to be doing too. We also have some new upgrades and additions that will be showing on the screen. Can't wait to finally show everyone what's going on. I know we keep getting a lot of comments like, "Hey, you're reviewing these sauces and everything's going on. You're writing things down, but we have to wait to see it." No worries. Problem solved. It's going to be coming up on this show tonight, so check it out. Let's go ahead and start with Primonition right now. All right. So once again, up first, we have Primonition. This is the normal version, not the limited. Limited will be up next. Let's dive on in. If you're new to the show and not familiar with how we grade things here, we don't do a 1 to 10 scale. We do a 1 out of 5 swear word rating where we average all these categories. These categories are heat, aroma, flavor, versatility, and burn. So first up, like I said, let's get this thing going. Man, aroma. Are you kidding me? This thing has all the aroma in the world. If you like verde sauces in general, or maybe you're trying to find the verde, man, this has that smell. I'm telling you, we're in for a treat here. I will read off the ingredients at the end because the way that we've changed the formatting is now I'm going to hand off my overall rating to producer Jeff to input for everyone to see. All right. Great consistency. It's a nice medium, consistency on the sauce. You do get the chunks, the nice bits, but it's not a super thick sauce by any means. You get great, like a great crisp, clean taste right off the bat, and it also does have a nice heat. Now, as you're trying this out, know that this is definitely going to be the least hot sauce that we have tonight. And man, it still brings the heat. As far as a Verde goes, man, out of the Verdes I've tried, this is definitely a contender for one of the hottest Verdes. So let's go ahead and jot some stuff down here. All right, so heat. Okay. And then aroma. Let me get that jotted down here. Once again, super crisp. You get that nice tomatillo smell. You get a little bit of the, obviously you're smelling the peppers as well, but you also get a little bit of like, what, is that onion? I think that's onion. No, it's the garlic and the lime that I'm picking up on that. So overall, great aroma, flavor, and let me jot those down. Versatility. Man, once again, as far as versatility, I know this is a sauce that I tend to gravitate a lot towards for anything from pizza, breakfast, sandwiches, and I'll even put it on some burgers. It's a pretty versatile sauce. The only thing I don't think I would be, rushing to put this on would be something in the dessert realm, but it doesn't need it on the dessert realm. So let's go ahead and jot that down. All right. And then burn. It's got a nice burn. Overall, you get a little bit of the back of the mouth, back of the throat action. Nothing completely unbearable. So if you're just entering into eating, spicy food in general, this is definitely going to let you know that it's there. And if you're just starting out, it might be a little bit too much if you're going heavy on it. But control the overall amount that you're applying, and you'll be good. But definitely a great sauce to go for on that for entry. And to jot that down. All right, let me do this here. Let me figure out how I'm gonna tear off the part just for the one that I need. Hand that on over to producer Jeff, and we'll get that input. While we get that input, like I said, here's where the fun happens. You can see the up close and personals on Instagram. It's now also on YouTube as well and on Facebook. But let's get into the ingredients on this. So we got tomatillos, onion, water, smoked jalapeno peppers, vinegar, garlic, cilantro, 7-pot Primo peppers, lime juice, salt, New Mexico green chilies, and then we got honey, sugar, and spices. The label on this, it's got that nice, what was that, like foil? Yeah, the foil look on there. So the peppers shine, the eyes shine. There's a crystal ball in there. Everything's got a nice gloss to it. Let's see here. It says on the side, your fortune. Under a starry emerald sky, a majestic dream reader awaits. He summons you to gaze upon his crystal ball, for he has a premonition. With this sauce, you magically gain the ability to see your future of flavor, fresh 7-pot Primo peppers, jalapenos, tomatillos, and spices meld to bring you a hot Verde-style sauce capable of awakening your inner spirit. Man, it definitely does that. It's a great sauce. All right. Looks like we have the rating for that ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and rip out this next one too, so that when I write it, I can just pass it off. All right. let's go on into. I hope everyone likes these new graphics. We got heat coming in at a 3.6. All right, aroma 4.4. And then flavor 4.7. It's a nice flavor bomb on this sauce. Versatility, it's a 4. And then burn 3.2. Like I said, the burn's not going to kill you, but it's definitely going to let you know that it's there. So we got an average swear word rating of 3.98. Well done, well done. Let's get on into the XXX version. So this is a limited run. So when you see it pop up, don't sleep on this sauce because it's not one to miss. I don't like to ditch the XXX indicator, so I'm going to cut along the lid. All right, once again, nice consistency. It's got a little bit of a, there we go. Hey, and let's, here, let me do this. I'll just, all right, get this pour going. Don't want to spill that. Big old hearty spoonful. Okay. Great aroma. All right. What I will say, the aroma is just ever so slightly different than the normal premonition. I think that just has to do with you're picking up a little bit more detectable pepper smell going on here. But all in all, man, same great taste. The here, let me jot that down while we're here. So the aroma we'll do here at, okay, heat on this one, man. This one lets you know that it's there. It's the version of this sauce that you know you did it wrong and it's coming back to get you right. So this is a great sauce if you are a chili head, you're looking for a verde. I would say this is the hottest verde that I have tried. I know there's quite a few out there that I have yet to try, but currently to this point, this would be the hottest verde that I have tried. So let me get that down here. Okay. And let's go with flavor. Flavor, once again, very similar to the original. Like I said, it's got a little bit more pepper forward taste. Nothing super crazy, but the people that are going to be gravitating towards this, they're already looking for that extra little pepper taste anyways. So let's go ahead and jot that down here. Okay. And versatility. I would say this lends itself same. We'll just say the same versatility across the board on that sauce, the XXX version and the standard. And then burn. All right. Man, so this one's still kind of, just lingering around in the back of the throat more. You're also getting a little bit of, not only the back of the mouth, back of the throat, and just a little bit, you can feel it in the chest. Nothing crazy. It's mostly in the back of the throat area. So let me jot that down. Okay. Let's get this on over to Jeff. And here, where's that lid? All right. Once again, go through the ingredients. Can't let a little bit of sauce go to waste. So it's still going to be the same ingredients. You got the tomatillos, the onions, the water, the smoked jalapenos, the vinegar, garlic, cilantro, 7-pot Primo peppers, lime juice, salt, New Mexico green hatch chilies or green chilies, honey, sugar, and spices. So pretty certain, if I remember correctly, whenever this was first announced, it is just exactly the same, but turned up with a few more Primos in the mix. So great sauce. If you're looking for a Verde, highly recommend it. While we're waiting on this to get input, I will say links for everything discussed product-wise will be in the description. I have also tagged the individual products itself, hoping that YouTube keeps those links, nice and fresh for me and it doesn't bug out. But definitely check that out. It looks like the XXX, from my understanding, it will be back soon. So it is out right now, but looks like there's a fresh batch on the way. So here we go. All right. We got the scorecard. If you see me looking down, I got the screen right here. So, all right, heat. Let's go with 3.82 on that one. Nice little uptick. Nothing super crazy between the two. It's definitely gonna let you know it's there, but not gonna completely melt your face. We'll put it that way. The aroma, 4.2. And once again, if you're just looking for the straight Verde smell, Verde sauce smell, it's going to be still there. It's just going to be a little bit more pepper forward. Let's go with flavor. Once again, 4.7. Hard for me to, change on that because they are it's the same sauce, just a little bit hotter. Needs the same rating as far as flavor. Versatility, kept this the same, 4. And then burn, we got 3.8. So let's see what that total swear word rating is. It's a 4.1. Man. All right. Well, here we go. We got Primo Army. Now, once again, great job with the labeling, and let's dive on in. All right, so this sauce is not one to joke around with. We'll put it that way. But we're gonna get at it. All right. All right. For sake of festivities later, everyone will have to stick around to see what that is. I'll just do, it's still a tablespoon, but not quite as heaping as I have been. Great aroma. Definitely pepper forward. But you also got a very subtle, very kind note initially before the peppers just start attacking the nostrils. So once again, beautiful color on this. Let's go. Yep. That's some heat. So initially, you get this great, almost like sweet, almost a creamy kind. It's very gentle. It's like letting you in, right? And then all of a sudden, it's just like punching you in the face, right in the face with the right in the face with the heat. So, wow. All right. So aroma. Let me get that jotted down. So once again, aroma on this. If you are into pepper forward sauces, this is going to be your thing. I love the idea of a pepper forward sauce. So let me jot that down. That would be here. Flavor, phenomenal flavor. Most natural sauces, or really any sauces in general, whenever you start ramping up the heat, you tend to start losing some of that flavor. This is very well balanced, and you get great flavor carry on through there. So kudos there on being able to not only bring the heat, but can keep the flavor. Okay. There's that. All right. Then we got versatility. That's 4. Let's see. Yeah. Let's go there. All right. That's a pretty versatile sauce. I would say, once again, I don't know if I'd be throwing this on desserts, but it's not a dessert sauce, so it's not really meant for that. Let's go here. Burn. All right. I got a nose sniffles going on. All right. So the burn is good, man. It's in the back of the throat. It's definitely, letting you know it's in the chest. Not a sauce to sleep on and just have that as your first thing in the morning. It's not gonna be your friend if that's the first thing you have in the morning. You're gonna have a nice warm belly. We'll put it that way. But overall burn, man, for a natural sauce, I would say this is up there as one of the hottest as far as the burn. So, all right, let's get this on over here. Actually, I got to write that one down. All right. Yeah, just take the whole paper. All right. Right. Let me get in here to this. So, ingredients. We got 7-pot Primo mash. So that's 7-pot Primo peppers and acetic acid. And then we got distilled vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and then it says sugar, salt, honey, lemon juice concentrate, spice, waters, 7-pot Primo powder, garlic powder, and onion powder. Man, still have a nice little nose run off of that. If you're just now checking out the show, we are right now wrapping up Hot or Not. We're getting the scores input, and we will have the final verdict here shortly. Oh, right. I could also see here. So the mission, Alpha Bravo Charlie, is the call sign, Primo Army. And it says, the latest batch of ordnance to be launched into the Pepperverse. Copy that, 10-4. Armed with 1.5 million Scoville 7-pot Primo pepper, this Primo Army sauce has a blast radius meant to inflict maximum flavor and damage in the operator's chosen target area and fallout. Over. All right. Loving it. The like I said, let's see if that shows. There we go. Yeah. All right. The labeling on that is very beautiful. Very well done. All right. Let's get into it. All right. So heat. We got heat at 4.6. There we go. All right. Then we got aroma. Man, this one's a solid 4.2 for me. I like the smell of it. And then we have flavor at 4.4. And then we got versatility 4.3. And then burn, man, like I said, this sauce doesn't play around. This is easily a 4.9 on my scale for what I would expect a nice, hot, all natural sauce to taste like. There's not many other burns from a organic sauce or natural sauce, non-extract than that. So let's see what that total is. Man, that's 4.48 on the swear words out of 5. Man, those are 3 sauces once again from Primo's Peppers. Information on the sauces will be in the description, as well as a link to the website to be able to view all other Primo's Peppers products. But hey, enough of that. Let's get on over to the interview. Hey, Troy. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm going to go ahead and position you in front of me so that I can still see as well.
You can get the gut bomb. You're not gonna get the gut bomb on me during the interview, huh?
No, no.
After
I'll
after eating that Primo Army.
you know, if everyone sticks around, I think that might be my send off. Is here.
Oh, what you gonna do, man?
You know, it's a nice
Oh
shot
man.
glass for just to send off. I mean, you know, I still got
You you
still got
told
things
your
to
you
do in the
told your
morning.
wife you'd be home late, huh? You told your
Yeah.
wife you'd be home late or something like that. All right, got you.
Yep. Well, man,
So
it's great having you on. This has
hey,
been this is one of those days that it's been an amazing build up to this, and I'm glad to have you here.
well, I'm glad to be here, man. You know, we're old friends, so you kind of kept me back a little bit, waiting to get, you wanted to get it right. And I'm like, man, let's just do it. Life's not right. It'll never be right. We'll just do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'm glad to be here because you and I can talk forever, and we do often.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, I'm a little bit weird on there's certain numbers that I like more than other, and 13 is another one of those numbers, which is this episode tonight.
Oh, it's
That
13. All right.
yeah. So that also is a little bit of importance as well. So I figured, what better way to
Okay.
roll out the 13th
All right.
episode than with you on the show? So
Right
hey,
on, man.
I
Well, thanks
uh,
for having me.
I know that y'all had a few birthdays here recently. So you know,
Yeah,
I hope
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
had fun. It looked like it was a good time. So
Yeah, Kara's birthday was, the 23rd and Hudson's the 27th. I knocked them both out, and we watched some Superhot on, had family over and watched some of the Superhot series and yeah, we had a good time.
yeah, no, definitely no. It's speaking of super hot. I wanted to get your thoughts on not only like obviously how what your take was for how the show played out and everything, but
Uh-huh.
what do you think the overall impact has been for say the newcomers to the community?
Oh man, look, I wasn't prepared for it. We're getting, thousands upon thousands of web hits a day, hundreds of orders, almost thousand. And I'm still doing it the way I did it in the movie, like just box them up myself with family and friends. And it's just like, oh my God, I think I need to hire some people, but it's the newbies that are coming, people say normies or the mainstream that are coming into our world, and they're totally enthralled by the energy and the passion, not only my story but everybody's story in the show, that they just want to be a part of it. And the only negative stuff that I'm hearing is coming from within. It's usually sour grapes or somebody that's just like, they hate for a living, that's what they do best. And I don't want any part of it, so I'm just blocking people. I'm just like staying in my lane, man, and trying to stay with positivity because this is going to be a great thing for the community. And I mean, you don't have to like it 110%, but it's entertaining. I like it, and I think it's real, and I think it's great. And if we get to do another one, maybe some of those people that are hating, we wish they didn't, because they definitely won't be included going forward with that kind of attitude. I mean, I'm
Nice.
not in charge. I'm not casting. I'm not in editing. I'm not. But if I had to say so, I would. I just, we gotta embrace this and roll with it, man.
Yeah.
I had a hard time doing it because just meaning like choosing to do it. And Johnny and I flip flopped several times, wanting to, do we do this? Do we put our lives out on the line and our family and our privacy and it was very emotional. I cried a lot. Thankfully, they edited all the crying out. I said the joke. I said this pensive Primo time here, and the producers would laugh, but it was just because it was coming from a place in my soul, and you know Brian Scope told me, look, I'm going to do you right, meaning I'm going to portray you how you are. And he was a man of his word, and he
Yep.
did. They all did. So that's all I could ask for. The story was somewhat gutted because there's the controversy and all that, and they chose along the way to omit all that for reasons. But
Yeah.
it they they figured out this journey of making the show that my family and I were likable, and that we had a good story, and we had a good soul, and I'm thankful. I'm totally thankful to be a part of it. So sorry for the long-winded answer,
No, no,
man.
you're
And,
fine.
but
That's I was just loving every little bit of information and nugget that you were saying. But yeah, no, I think they did a great job being able to, at least from what I could see, being able to to your point, portray you properly, but at the same time, they took this whole, story and really made it to where everything just flowed, from start to
right,
finish. There wasn't this like clunky, like, oh, hey, we're over here, and then they did a great job
yeah,
making
yeah.
everything just, you know, very chronological.
Those guys,
Chronological.
those guys and girls did a good time, a good job at it. Mostly Brad, Joaquin, and Brian and Karina. And they just like you know, the way they put it together was just. God, I'm glad I didn't have to because there was just so many pieces of that puzzle, and they had an organization set up to do it, and they did it and pulled it off. And there's so much that didn't make the cut, and there's people in it that didn't make the cut, and I feel bad for them. And look, man, one of the biggest shoots, probably a very expensive shoot that we did in Lafayette, they used maybe 5 minutes of it, maybe, and that was the Cajun extravaganza. And who's complaining? I'm not really complaining for my inclusion being less in that scene. I'm
Yeah.
complaining because the food, man, you should have seen the food. I hope they do, like, if we ever get big enough or popular enough to show to have a Blu-ray or something and have the extra scenes. That
Yep.
that that is just I've never. I mean, I eat Cajun food, but we spiced it up like nobody's business, man. And
Nice.
I had a bunch of friends and played some music. It was cool. But you know what? Sometimes things are meant for memories. They're
Yeah.
best held in your memory, and that's okay. And everybody that was, I met Bobby for the first time. Then so
Yeah,
that was cool.
I mean, at the same time, to your point, it's like being able to have those memories and have that time to get to know all these people that we may interact with over the internet or what have you, but actually to
Right.
be there physically in front of them. Whether they use that in the show or not. To your point, you still got to experience that, and that's probably the
Yeah,
most
yeah.
impactful part.
We had Patrick Detheridge was there. Gary was there. Oh my God, I'm probably forgetting people, but it was just I had family and friends there. I invited you over, but you couldn't make it. I
Yeah.
think you had something going on. It was quite a drive for you, but
That was a sad moment, and I'll always remember because it was just like the day that you mentioned it was a day before my birthday, and I was just like, man,
yeah,
what better way to
family
just
stuff.
like have that birthday weekend than to come on down, but yeah,
It's one of those things where family comes first, and trust me, Kara didn't want to do the movie, man. I call it a movie, but so she didn't want to do it. She's just
yeah,
like, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. It's one of your crazy ideas, Troy. We're not doing it. I was like, no, we're doing it. I'm putting my foot down. We're doing it because it was outside of her comfort zone because she's more private than I am.
yep,
Like I say in the show, I'm glad Brian kept it. I'm a quiet guy who talks a lot, so
yep,
and I'm pretty shy, but whenever I have to do something publicly or on camera or anything, I just take that nervous energy and roll with it, and talk a lot.
yeah,
So, but she kind of gets quiet. She was pretty quiet in the shoots, you could tell. And but we were just doing what we do. We were actually making sauce and stuff, and we do that. That's what we do. I wish I
yeah.
could get her to. collaborate more and quit her day job, buy her out of her job so we can make more sauces and stuff. So we'll get there sooner or later.
Oh,
All right,
I
you
think
won't
it'll
get any
definitely be.
questions in.
I definitely think it'll be sooner rather than later at this point. So
Yeah, let's
got a
see
nice
where it goes,
trajectory,
man.
but hey, at the same time, like to that point, the whole balancing. Because you mentioned it in the show. I know we've talked about it before. The balancing out factor. I experience the same thing. I want to. I sometimes get like a dog chasing his tail, and then my wife is the one that kind of keeps me from
Yeah,
going off the
yeah,
deep end on some of these things. But it's definitely a delicate dance between the two. You gotta
yeah.
let the room. You gotta leave the room to let things breathe and creativity thrive. But you gotta have some kind of
Yeah, and
tether back to earth.
you you better have a new roof on your doghouse, otherwise,
Yep, yep,
it's like, you like I say in the movie, I was like, she drives me nuts, and I'm sure I drive her nuts too.
yep.
It's
That
it's
that part
very,
had me
very
chuckling
real.
because it was at that part they did a very good job of like taking the two camera scenes, and you give the look back at her and she gives the look back at you right as you're saying
Yeah,
it. So
yeah,
they did a great
yeah.
job there.
So I'm
So
glad you liked it, man. So yeah, it was cool. It's kind of weird seeing yourself on TV.
yeah,
It's weird.
that
Um,
I can only imagine. It was super exciting for me to be able to see a lot of friends. Some that like you that I've known for quite some time, and then
right.
new friends, and see the journey and everything that kind of goes along with it. But what here? Let's so I
Yeah, ask
so
away. Ask
yeah, yeah,
ask
yeah.
questions.
Just so I don't get too caught up into all that. I guess we'll do a softball question to that. That's still on,
All
on
right.
track. But what was your favorite place to shoot? Was that the Louisiana shoot, or where was that?
Probably so. I mean, I was thinking about that actually before we did this today. Like, if you asked me this question, which one would I pick? And I had a premonition of it. And I was probably would say the Lafayette, Cajun extravaganza, where I had three chef friends cook a bunch of stuff up, and I had friends. But I think something a little deeper than that was on Lake Martin with my stepdad. They just used a quick little scene of it,
Uh huh.
and there was a woodpecker up in the tree, and Mickey, my stepdad, I call him my dad. He says, "Look, Troy, a woodpecker," and I was like, "Ah, hotter than Devil's pecker," whatever. And they kept that. It's just
Yep.
just a lot of little off the cuff things. Because I remember in that boat saying something really philosophical at one point. You know, I don't even know. I was falling down the steps in a stream of consciousness and landed on my feet, which you know doesn't always happen and doesn't happen often. But I ended up Nate, the camera guy, goes, "Wow, that was cool." And I'm like, they didn't use it though. I don't know what I even said, man. It might have been silly, but they used the silly woodpecker story, up at the top of the tree, and it was just so beautiful out there because they had the drones going. I don't think they used the drone footage either, but they had drones. There were two boats. One boat with Brian Scope and the camera crew, and I think Joaquin might have been in it, and a few production guys, and then had camera guy and sound guy, like Nate and sound guy, and it and they were filming like almost like a chase boat, and we went everywhere through the moss and the trees and the stumps and the sunset while we were doing it on Lake Martin, and we had the
Very nice.
drones, and it was just it looked like you could have I could have been on Mars, man,
Yeah.
and it was beautiful, and that all came about because Brian was like, "Hey, you want to go you want to go take the boat out?" And I'm like, "Man, I hadn't drove a boat in a long time, dude. I don't want to wreck a boat with a bunch of cameramen on it, cameramen in it." So he's like,
It's a lot
"Well,
of
you want to?"
responsibilities.
Yeah, expensive cameras,
Yeah.
man, and everything else, and lives. But so we ended up like I called my stepdad. I was like, "Hey, man, and he hadn't been out on Lake Martin in a long time. I don't, maybe years and years, but we spent a lot of time out, in Morgan City at his camp. I lived out there with him for a long time, so it was a great moment, like a father son moment, talking about getting away from life's, the reality of life, to get out sometimes and have some clear your head, and that's what we were doing. And we talked about Huddy a lot and stuff, and
Nice.
that kind of side of the story, got cut. But we there was a lot in the movie that everybody involved in it had a lot more emotion. I mean, it has some emotion in the movie, but meaning like when they sit down and interview you for 5-10 hours, there's going to be a lot of conversation that comes up that's not always what the 30-minute episode followed. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. No, that I
that
mean
was it.
makes
Probably
sense.
probably the boat scene. Boat scene was my favorite, probably.
Okay. Okay. What hey, first of all, I see there's quite a few people that are jumping in the chat. Glad to have you here. We've already done the product reviews on Hot or Not on 3 different sauces from Primo's Peppers, and right now we're in the middle of this here interview with Troy Primo. So glad to have y'all here. Looks like we have quite a few things as far as questions do come in from the chat. We'll get to those here in a second. Um, I am curious though to know, and if anyone here, hopefully you've seen how this plays out, but how do you feel the ending was? What were your thoughts on that?
Man, I was watching it because that's the first thing I watched to see
Hmm.
how they handled it. So I flipped to 10. I went to 10, like at 11 o'clock at night. I watched it, and when Pickles came on, that he'd won, I was like, shit, Brian lied to me, man. It's like I shot all that. I filmed that. I filmed the ending, and it's like, what'd they do? I guess Pickles tested higher than me after the fact or something. And then they came back. I don't want to give it away for anybody, but if you've seen it, then you'll see it. But so, and then of course Ed got ahead of the movie with Pepper X, and I've kind of stated what I think about that,
Yep.
and I don't really think much about it other than I still consider myself to have the world's hottest pepper right now until someone proves me otherwise.
Yeah.
Let's go peer review test it and replicate it and see if a third party independent lab can replicate the Pepper X's score.
Yep.
But I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not a
Yeah.
sore loser or nothing, but hey, science, man.
Yeah. No,
It's
I mean,
that's what it's all about.
so you got,
So
obviously you got the Primo Pepper, and then you have the Mama line. Um, man, I said I wasn't gonna do any
yeah, the
games,
mama line. Yeah, we
but I was gonna do a little
do
impromptu
it, man. That's
this
cool.
or
Let's
that.
do it. Let's do it.
Let's do an impromptu burning
Yeah,
choices.
yeah. Let's do it.
No need
Let's
for
do it.
any of the. You don't have to do the graphics. Do you want to do the graphics? All right. All right. So we touched on it. So we got the Primo Pepper, or let's go with the Big Black Mama. What 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 do you favor, and where do you see? We'll start with that on as far as the burning choices questions.
Uh, yeah, it's 7 pot primo for that. For flavor. And heat. You want me to tell you why the BBM? Maybe not, or
Well,
I think it's
I think I know where
or no.
I think I know where the next part's going, because
All right.
where I was thinking about directing, but I do have a follow up question to the Mama
Okay.
line. We'll say,
All right. All right. All
as
right.
far as future ideas for product, are we
Yeah.
ever destined to see the Mama line sneak into either some sauces or showcasing
I
some
want to.
powders?
I definitely want to. I just like. I know if I do it, I have to grow it. You know.
Yep.
And I have. I could get it growing around here, around Lafayette, or I could try. Just do some acreages down in South America or something. And but Yeah, I got an idea for it. I do.
Okay.
And you know, it's one of those things that there's so much dihydrocapsaicin in those peppers. You know, for people that don't know what that is, it's like a deceiving. We talked about this a lot in the movie, but we didn't really talk about Louisiana Creeper and
Mm-hmm.
Big Mustard Mama and Pepper X and all that stuff. We didn't. It didn't make the cut. You know what I mean? But we did talk about it,
Yeah.
and I brought it up mostly for the simple fact that dihydrocapsaicin is deceiving. When you eat a pepper like that, you think you're eating a 2.69 million pepper, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and they don't test that high.
Yep.
Now, mustard pods, chocolate pods. I mean, there might be outliers, and I'd like to be proven wrong on it. But as far as the BBMs and the Big Mustard Mamas BMMs, I've never tested them that high.
Yep.
But they're hot as hell. When you actually eat one, you think you're eating a 3 million pepper.
And they're
So
still
I'd like
tasty
to.
too, in my
They have
opinion.
like a floral. Some people don't like. Johnny doesn't like floral too much, I don't believe. But if you can like get the right ingredients behind it, like Sam does at his sauce. He's got a smoky sauce with it,
Yep.
and
Big
he's
Smoky
a lot
Mama.
of yeah. And I have a lot of people that have been. I knew it was going to be special,
Yeah.
and I knew that pepper is going to get popular like 5 years ago. And I was like, I need to do something with it. And now you got people like Sam and other people that are coming out with BMM sauces,
Yep.
and I'm like, okay, yeah, and it's going to happen sooner or later with Primos.
Yep.
I'm caught. I'm so busy doing what I'm doing. It's like another product. Oh God, so
The
we'll get there.
looks like Matt casually roasting is wanting to know. I would assume this is entailing what the parents of the mama are.
The parents of the mama. It's
Yeah.
a Trinidad Douglas, and a Naga Morich. So I used to call them Big Naga Mama. Like that was like way back in the day, and then the other variants kind of sprung forward from it, and you know, so it just kind of like I just randomly called them, Big Black Mama, and then everybody else started calling like Big Caramel Mama and Big
Yep.
Mustard Mama, and all the colors, big Red Mama, Big Yellow Mama, and
Yep.
it's the Mama's family now,
Yep.
and
The mama
they're pretty
line.
sinister peppers.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
phenomenal. They are my preferred pepper to put on a torta. So like I like to slice them long ways and then lay them in the sandwich so that with each bite I end up getting a nice kick. So and yeah, to that point
cool.
it's phenomenal for that too, and pairing it with the food itself. It does take some of the floral nature out of it, but it keeps obviously that heat. That heat doesn't play around, so it'll let you know that it's there.
Yeah, man,
The
wake you up.
you had mentioned it, and I was planning on asking about it, but I didn't know how much you wanted to talk about it. But the Louisiana Creeper, when
Yeah,
what is the timeline on that thing? I mean, where are we at as far as where you feel comfortable, with what you're seeing
well,
versus also where in potential
I
products?
was kind of like, I was kind of sick of the whole race at some point before the movie. Just kind of like I put it away in cold storage and was done with it. And then that last scene where Johnny and I are talking, and he's like, "You're inspired," or "you're," I said, my wheels are turning," or something like that, and he goes, "I think you've got it back. You got your." We were talking. That whole conversation was a lot longer than what was edited, and we
Yeah.
talked about Louisiana Creeper, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it, and I went home and I planted it and I grew a garden out of Louisiana creepers and I started messing with it again. And I sent Johnny pods, if you remember when
Yep.
that dropped on YouTube and everybody
Yep.
went freaked out on it. So I was a man of my word that I trust Johnny. We talked about that too, trust issues and stuff
Yep.
that I have.
Yeah.
I was the first. He was the first I sent pods to, and he reviewed them. And then I know that if we do a season 2 and they want me in it, I know what pepper I'm going to put in it.
Oh, I mean,
So,
you gotta.
I, I mean, I don't know if they're going to do it, but I mean, it seems like it's the show's successful, and if I think they need other stories. I think they needed fresh meat in there. Like there's so many people with stories in the chili community in this world globally that they don't need a Troy Primo Fest again. And I'd love to be a part of it, but if they want to bounce back and say where are they now, what the Primo's up to, that's cool
Yep.
too. But if they want me in there with a pepper, that'd be the one I would do.
Oh, I mean, I'm I'm super excited for it, but I still remember some of those early on articles where it was just hinted at that point, and I was like, all right, well, this is
Mm.
gonna happen. So
Yeah, I don't have any plans on releasing seeds from it, and I'm not
yeah,
gonna do like Pepper X when it comes out. If when I'm meaning when it comes out, it's coming out,
yep,
and it's I just I'm not ready yet. But um, Johnny seems to think it's a contender, but I almost think 2.69 is almost an unattainable number. It's like we're kind of all stuck with it
yeah,
unless we start our own system outside of Guinness and just pretend that number doesn't exist and that pepper doesn't exist and just forge forward.
yep.
And that's my take on it. I mean, until I'm proven wrong, I'm not a naysayer, but I just I come from a science background and it's just got to be replicatable. And the only way you can replicate it is if people have your seeds and they can grow them out and test them and push that envelope. Records are meant to be broken, and I, I, I think that 2.69 is a hard record to break.
Yeah.
Just personally,
Well,
but we'll see. We'll see.
I think with everything that's been unfolding lately, um, those that are within the community and even I would argue now there's probably got to be some that are from the outside looking in that are starting to question things in general and question the validity of all of that. Not saying that like Guinness is completely at
Yeah,
fault by this. I'm just saying like at the end of the day, they aren't. They're not the scientists. They're not anything.
they're
They're
not
more
this.
than just like a
Yeah.
marketing record keeping company, if you will.
Right.
So
Right, and Johnny said it. I think in the first episode, he kind of set that up. Like that. And that's fine. Look, because I'd be the first one to be excited to have the Guinness record. I mean, I get it. It's popular opinion. You know,
yep,
if it makes you happy, man, and you dig what you're doing, um, I could just as well have the world's mildest pepper and be happy about it.
yep,
So it's cool. I'm glad people enjoy the pepper. I'm glad they enjoy the movie, and they get something out of it. There's a lot of people coming forward that are just new to this world, and they're excited, and they want to start growing peppers. They want to start crossing peppers. They have a dream, and that's badass, man.
yeah,
That is all worth it right then and there.
yeah.
For me
No, no, definitely. I mean,
to inspire and be inspired.
and you definitely do that. I've mentioned it before in previous shows. You're a wealth of knowledge. You're quick to jump in and kind of leave little nuggets, if you will, for people to get a better understanding. And I mean that's huge. I mean
I
none
try,
of us in
man.
this
I
world
just
really
like
have to do anything, but when the fact that you
no,
choose
no.
to is is super cool.
I try to help, and I'm helping like Bobby and Araya get their sauce to market, and churches is doing their thing, but also to be able to have their LLC and their website and all that, and I'll talk to you about that as well.
Yep.
And they're just starting out, they no money and just like all of us. I mean, these checks to get these pallets of hot sauce are expensive, man, and everything is, and it's all very real.
Yep.
It's like it's a leap of faith, and it takes money to make money, and they'll get there. they're
Yep.
they're they're they got good momentum behind them, and they're good people. So there's a lot of good people in the movie, and we have a bonding experience, all of us that went through this, and it was emotional. And whenever the cameras were off and the camera crew left town, the production left town, we all had moments of self doubt and tears. And did we do the right thing? Are we going to be portrayed the right way? Is this going to change me? Is this going to, all these questions? And really too late to contemplate answers at that point,
Yeah.
but I did. And the answer now that I can tell you after I've seen it is that I did the right thing,
Oh, I definitely
and
think
I'm
so.
glad.
This is
So
huge in growing the community, and also shedding a light on a lot of things that I feel like the overall community was already talking about and thinking about. And it's not just what came from the show, but everything that's kind of it's open doors of conversation that were otherwise not really talked about. So
yeah. I mean, it's not like there's other documentaries out there like Chili Heads and Crazy Hot that might go through more science or more of the breeding and less of the competitive eating. But you know, I love the competitive eating, and I
yep,
like that it's got the excitement and all that, and and I think it's perfect. I think it's a great representation of what we got going on right now.
yeah, no, definitely.
So
I
look, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, I got to get it ready for this, but um,
So let me tell you this real quick. I think
yep,
my phone is low power. I
okay,
think I have enough to get through this, but I'll tell you that has 1.5 million Scovilles on the bottle, but that's going to change.
yep. I was just about to say
And
a little bit dated on that now.
well, I didn't. I knew, but I didn't want to give it away to the label company or the co-packer, even though I totally trust in Endorphin. I didn't want anybody to see any numbers that I might have filmed
Yep.
and break some NDAs and stuff. So I put my usual 1.5. So those are collector's bottles now.
Yeah,
They're going to
I already
change
have
next.
one on my shelf with the rest of the lineup. So yeah, no, I'll definitely be doing that. Don't want to forget it. Definitely don't want to forget it. Let's roll out the hot seat nomination. Who are you putting on the hot seat?
I was gonna say Johnny, but I think maybe Araya,
Okay.
because I think she'd be great, and she's sweetheart, and she's just like people love her and they identify with her. I'd go with give her some love, and then maybe Johnny will come up later. He'd do
Okay.
it too, but Araya, I I I just I like her soul.
Yeah. No, I definitely had a brief conversation with her, and we were talking some growing methods. So would love to have her on the
She's
show
yeah,
as well.
she knows how to grow some plants, man. Look, I got a horticulture degree, and she knows probably more about plants than I do because she's practical knowledge. You know, I know peppers. She just freaking grows so many kind of plants that she's got a wealth of knowledge for growing. And that's awesome.
Yep. No, all right. Well, hey, Araya, if I know you were in the chat earlier, but you've been put on the hot seat, so I'll be reaching out to you tomorrow to start figuring out a time to get you on the show. All right. Well, hey,
All
before we
right.
start to wrap this, let everyone know where they can find you. Obviously, all your socials and everything will be in the links down below. So everyone will be able to find you there. But just for those that are listening only, because we do edit this down for just the audio podcast aspect.
Oh, okay. Right. So you can reach me on Facebook on Primo's Peppers, Primopeppers, and as well, same thing with Instagram and what else? X. You just slash Primo's Peppers, and you can find me on there. Or you could go to primospeppers.com, and that's our website. and that's got all the links on it as well. And you've got it up right there. Yeah. So
There you go.
got some rock and roll in there. I put a little music section with some of Santeria stuff, the band I used to, rock and roll in, and got some music you can listen to and stuff. So
Very nice. Well, Troy, it's been amazing having you on. I know that there's still so much that we have yet to fully discuss,
oh
but
yeah,
I had a great time tonight. Look forward to having you back on soon. Yeah. Hey,
yeah, we'll
thank
do
you
it.
so
We can do it.
much.
We can do it every week probably because we've got so much to talk about. But give somebody else some love.
Yeah. No, definitely. No, I
Yeah.
get you. But
Well, all
hey,
right. Well, take care. Look, thanks everybody for believing, for your support. If it makes you happy, do it, and don't give up on your dreams.
cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Let's send this on off.
Now you got to just recite the alphabet.
Now I have to close out the show. So it's
Yeah, you better.
at this rate, I know there's a time delay before I really start to feel the heat. So now
Yeah,
it's
well, let's
just
hurry up. And also, all that putting that finger in that bottle, you better go wash your hands before you go to the bathroom, dude.
oh yeah. Right. I already scratched my face a little bit and I can feel it just like radiating.
Yeah, yeah. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes over here. I'm watching you, man. It's like, oh, you better wash his hands good.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, y'all
All
take
right.
it easy. Love y'all. Take
Love
care.
you. See ya. All right. Hey, man, what a great show here tonight. So thankful to have not only Troy here, but all of y'all in the chat, making it active, getting it going. My screen ended up going out on me, so I couldn't keep up with the chat quite all the way through to be able to ask questions. But we will definitely keep those lined up for the next time that Troy's on. Once again, you can find all the products as far as, let's see here. Hey, Miguel, feeling great. Feeling the build up of this sauce starting to go, and it's ramping right now. But right now we had the hot or not of Primonition XXX, and the Primo Army. So if you want to check those out, links for everything will be down below. Direct links to the sauces will be down below, as well as a link to the website. Will all be in the description. Also, mentioned it earlier, want to give everyone a clear understanding of what I was talking about. So this website goes live. Should be live here the second we conclude. In there, you will see, let's get this mic out of the way real quick. You'll see the swear word merch. So pretty cool stuff, I think. Maybe I'm a little bit biased, but so you got hats, shirts. I'm going to be changing. I'm going to be adding, two other color combos, if you will, within the next day. So those will be going up here shortly. Also in there, we are opening up the Swear Nation. So if you want to join the Swear Nation and be a citizen of the Swear Nation, definitely go on over to the website, check it out, see what it's all about. That's where you'll also see links for all the socials, everything else you could even think of. I'm going to be uploading some other stuff as far as our overall hot or not ratings, the scorecards, etc. Also, with that, there's going to be a Discord that will have post-game chats, segment ideas, et cetera, et cetera. It'll be a fun time. Maybe sometimes we'll get some of the guests to stay in the chats and have a post-game talk, if you will. So with that being said, I hope everyone enjoyed the show tonight. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, all the things. We go live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Definitely check it out. Definitely check us out. Remember, we drop everything first on Instagram, and we will be, live here on YouTube. So give us a like and follow on YouTube and on Instagram, please. That'll help us out. and help get us right in front of the right people. Man, feeling it now. It's a nice burn going on here. All right. Well, if I'd also like to say thank you to podvision.io, because we couldn't do any of this here without podvision.io. So if you're looking to grow your brand, start your brand, maybe you have no idea what you're doing, but you know you want to do something, definitely recommend reaching out to podvision.io. They'll get you hooked up and get you going. Yeah. Hey, that's show number 13. Man, we are sailing along. I hope everyone enjoyed the new Hot or Not segment. Let me know in the comments what you think. And for everything from the world of hot, this has been the swear word.